has time to talk about high lifetime value clients. I just did a presentation in the Junk Removal for Beginners Facebook group about how to land jobs at more than 3K. The best way to do that is to listen to this presentation here and listen to what I'm talking about, of what I'm about to talk about, what a high lifetime value client is. So if you're in here, you guys know how I built my business. Mason and I built our business together. So when we really focus on what we really realize is that there is two types of lead sources in this business, two types of jobs. The first job being B2C, business to consumer leads. These are going to be, your residential type style of leads. So going out and removing a couch from grandma's basement, dealing with any type of little bit of clutter in somebody's garage that they don't want. Think about your spring cleanup. Think about, little smaller jobs where you got to line up a ton of them to be able to get high revenue. So smaller jobs at a lower ticket price. Then there's the other type of job. So I consider those retail style leads. Then there's second type of lead, which is what I consider non-retail or business to business sales. Business to business sales is what I built my business on. It is dealing with people that are going to give you more than one job. So what I've identified for myself and for my business, and if you're watching this will work for your business as well. I've identified what those high lifetime value clients are, how to find them, how to attract them, and how to convert them and how to keep them. So that's what we're going to go through here. So first thing is who they are. The best thing to understand when it comes to these clients, and I call them one of two things, high lifetime value or whales. So when you're thinking about whales, the biggest thing to understand is they have the ability to completely change, completely alter your business. And when I say completely alter it, I mean the profitability, the scalability, the success, the business health, all that stuff. And they can affect it positively and they can affect it negatively. So you go out and you land one of these guys, they are going to give you consistent revenue. You're going to be getting jobs from them. They're going to be sending you a lot of leads, a lot of jobs. If you can build a relationship with them, even better. Then you probably get to a point like where we are with a couple of them. I'd say probably about 4 or 5 of them where they don't even ask us the price anymore. We go out, we get the job done. We have bulletproof service delivery. They know that we're going to bill them a fair price. They just say, Jack, go get it done. So the pro is they can change your business really well. The con is if you depend on them too much, then they can really hurt your business. If you lose a whale or a couple of whales overnight, you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to replace a lot of revenue. So I'll stress to you, it is super important to go out and meet these people. It is super important to use them as I would say almost the crux of your business, the large majority of your revenue, but not everything. You want to be doing other leads channels as well. If you could dive in and have 0.5% of market share when it comes to business to consumer sales, and that would be a great lead source there. But to all the students, I tell everybody, would you rather have a conversation with somebody who's going to give you one job or somebody who's going to give you 10 jobs? Myself, I'm focusing those efforts on people that are going to give us multiple jobs. People are going to keep us busy. People are going to fill up the pipeline. So I've identified those people here, and I'm going to run through it with you. So we've talked about the pros. The other really good pro, a lot of times when you're dealing with B2B sales, you're typically dealing with the decision maker. Not all the time, but sometimes in B2C sales, or really more specifically B2B2C. B2B2C, a good example would be realtors. Realtors are probably the best example of that. You're going out and you are convincing the realtor that you're the best solution to their problem. You're the best one that can go remove junk. You're the best one to go do demo. You're going to leave the house clean. You're going to do all this stuff. And then the realtor has to turn around and now convince their client. Well, that separation there, at that point, they don't really care about the service delivery as much. They don't care. You weren't in their face. You weren't giving them the pitch. So by the time you have to convince that realtor so well that you're the right service that they're basically turning around and selling for you. And they might get to the customer, they might get to the client they're selling a house for or whatever, and all they care about is price or whatever it may be. So I like to really focus on business to business sales because you're dealing with the decision maker. You can also see this in property managers a little bit. There are property managers out there that have the authority to make a decision for their client. There are property managers out there that do not. So I actually have worked with both of them. I have one that I want her running everything by me, and I have another one where I'm just like, I trust you, go get it done. So there's a little bit of both out there. Make sure you vet that with the property manager when you're talking with them. Another con here is you may have a lower average ticket price. Now, with that being said, with volume typically comes a little less quality. And I would argue that this lower ticket price is really only on the property manager side. We have a property manager that probably gives us 10 jobs per month, a month. In fact, I know the Mason went out and did 3 bids just today for them. And because of that, because they're sending us a consistent number of jobs, we typically bid them a little bit lower so that we can land them, so that we can get them going. I also know that same client we've started working with them in July of 2023. It is now May of 2024, so roughly 10 months we've been working with them, and we've done over $60,000 in sales just with that one client. So lowering the ticket price there is okay when you've got a $60,000 client. So you may have to see that. And then, like I said here, if you lose your business, you got to place a lot of revenue. So try everything, do what works for you. For me, it is high lifetime value clients, whales. And if one drops off, I'm just going out and trying to find 3 more. That's our bread and butter. That's what we focus on. I'm not saying don't do other things, but this is what's going to set you apart. It's going to help you be able to absolutely own the other people that are in the smaller space on the junk removal and demolition side and not compete with the big boys of 1-800 got junk lawyers, all those guys. So my top 3, I got real estate investors as number 1. That's our bread and butter. What we really like to do for real estate investors is call us 2 weeks before you close on the house. We'll go in, or we'll get you on the schedule. We'll go in, we'll do all the junk removal, all the demo, have it all cleaned out, everything in 2 to 3 days after you buy the property. So 2 to 3 days in, you're already putting that house back together. Number 2 is contractors. Contractors are really good. Obviously, high lifetime value clients for demolition. We also get a good amount of construction cleanup for them. There are job sites where they can't drop dumpsters, where they don't have enough to drop a dumpster, and it makes sense for you to go back out and get that stuff picked up. And then number 3, specifically on the junk removal side, property managers have been absolutely fantastic. We have several that we work with, and as long as they're the decision maker, they are a great whale of a client. So key points when it comes to these, when it really comes to who they are: focus your efforts on business-to-business sales. That's going to land you more of these clients. They're going to give you more of one job. Make sure that you're dealing with the decision maker. You don't want to be wasting your time out there trying to get a job from somebody that doesn't have the ability to make the decision. So make sure you're figuring out and communicating with who the decision maker is. You may be in an organization, talking to an organization that could be an awesome client, but you're not talking to the right person. So make sure you get clear on that at the beginning. Let's see. Spend the majority of your efforts chasing these clients, but don't depend on them. We kind of dug into that. I would shoot for 8 to 10. If you have 8 to 10, you're really going to be cooking. Really going to be cooking. I think majority of these clients you can probably depend on about $2,000 a month, and some of them a heck of a lot more. But 8 to 10 at $2,000 a month, you're at $16,000 to $20,000, and not necessarily recurring business because you can't count on it, but it's coming in. It's coming in for us. The benefits. This is the 4 main benefits I see with these clients. Number 1 is you're going to see an increase in revenue and an increase in consistency. When it comes to junk removal, it's very difficult to get recurring revenue leads. They are out there, but it's difficult to find them. So building relationships with clients that will give you multiple jobs is the next best step, in my opinion, to be able to find an answer to getting that recurring revenue coming in. So increasing revenue, increasing consistency. Number 2 here, they know more clients like them. If you guys know anything about real estate investors, the number 1 thing that I like to talk about is real estate investing. It's like the opposite of the Fight Club rule. Number 1 rule in Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. Number 1 rule in real estate investing is talk about real estate investing. I guarantee you they're going to have at least 3 more contacts on their phone of people that need the same service that they need. So get in good with them, build a relationship, and then try to lean into their network. Number three, lower client acquisition costs. If you are doing a boots on the ground, more of an old school style marketing, doesn't cost as much money. Going to events, talking with these people, throwing your information out there, really targeting, whether it be email, phone, buy them lunch, whatever, your acquisition cost is going to be a lot lower. You know where a high acquisition cost is? Google pay-per-click. And you know the quality of leads that you're getting on there? People that only care about price. So focus on these relationships. You're going to make more money. And at the end, pretty simple. More revenue, lower costs, higher profit. So these guys are going to bring in higher profit. And the other thing that's really nice about higher profit and all this stuff, it's going to lead to awesome business health. And as I've learned over the last 4 months here in starting really focusing on it at the beginning of 2024, business health is so important. It is so important. It's not about the money you make. It's about the money you keep. So where are these people hanging out? How to attract them, or how to find them, how to attract them. Real estate investors, and the number one place I would try to find them is at meetups. So meetups is going to be like a networking group specifically for real estate investors. You're going to find the investors. You're going to find the vendors that they use, property managers, wholesalers, all that stuff at these groups. I've been to a lot of these meetups, and I would highly recommend when you go to them, do not go in with the intent of pitching your services to them. Go in with the intent of learning from them. If you go up to somebody that is doing a flip, start asking about how their project's going. Tell them that you're interested in getting into investing, whether you are or not. And if you're not, you should be. But whether you are or not, tell them that you're interested in getting investing. Get them talking. They're going to ask you how many deals you did. You say none. They say, oh man, I remember my first deal, or how difficult it was to get in, or it's not as difficult as you think to get in, whatever. The point is to get them talking, be relatable, ask them about what they do. Get to the point where you're starting to build a relationship with them, and then let them ask you what it is that you do. Then you can start to talk about your services. You can start to talk about how you could utilize your services for what they're doing. And before you know it, they're going to be selling you. So be relatable. Don't be too pitchy. The second place to find these people is relevant Facebook groups. I've got a whole nother presentation in the course here on how to utilize Facebook groups. But the crux of it is this. Don't be discouraged by people that are posting in images in there, or pictures, or posts, whatever they're called, on, hey, how much would you guys charge to remove this? Because there's going to be 50 comments in 30 minutes where people will do it for far less than what you'll do it for. That is not why you're in the group. You are in the group to build relationships. So post consistently on an everyday basis, or however frequently the group will allow you to post. And be an active member of the group. Comment on other people's things. Ask questions. Make posts asking questions in the group outside of what you're actually there to do. Be an active member. People see you as an active member. We've talked about this before. People like working with people they know, like, and trust. So if you're in there, they're going to feel like they know you. They're going to be more likely to hire you. So be in those groups. Be in as many of those groups as you can. The third one is networking events. These are going to be your BNI or any other type of networking event. In this case, you still want to be relatable. You still want to be talking to people about what it is that they do and try to get them asking you questions. But I would be a little bit more direct. And the reason is here, you're going to have a much wider range of different types of businesses. In this case, I would say you're there to promote your business, so promote your business. Still try to be relatable, but I'd be a little bit more blunt about what it is that I do. So that's where to find them. That's how to attract them. Let's talk about how to convert them and how to keep them. The most important thing with these people is you have to focus on the relationship. And I use this line all the time. The relationship is far more important to me than getting rich off of one job. In fact, I've got it written down right here. Guys, I have landed so many jobs from using that line, and not even jobs, landed relationships from using that line because it really hits home with people. They feel like you have their back. And the reality is, I'm authentic about it. I do have their back. But use that line and guarantee you it's going to land you jobs. Always focus on the relationship, because you are not there to get one job from these people. You're not there to get rich off one job. You want them consistently coming back and bringing you reoccurring jobs, or consistent jobs, I should say. So the best way to keep them, and this is what here, guys, this is why I never worry about competition. I got 4 steps here, but it's literally as simple as this. Show up on time and do what you say you're going to do. Having a superior customer service or a bulletproof service delivery is important. Having extremely good communication, high quality of work is also important. And then doing 100% of the job. But literally showing up on time, doing what you say you're going to do. It's that simple to keep these people happy. They know what it's like to hire contractors, to hire subs, and they know the good ones are and they know the bad ones. And if you are dealing with a really good, really like high quality, high lifetime value client, they're going to understand that the cheapest is not the best. So build that relationship with them. I guarantee if you guys focus your marketing efforts on this, you get hyper focused on this, you're going to see that revenue soar. So lean in hard on this one. This thing will be an absolute game changer for you. I'm excited to see where you take it.